National Football League, you get a look there at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
And Derrick Henry with the ball in his hands, what a sight to behold, because power and speed involved in every touch for him. Coming off another spectacular season with the Titans, he became the first since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 and 2007 to win 2 straight rushing titles, and he did it with style too. Just the 8th man to top 2,000 yards and the first since Adrian Peterson in 2012. He has his sights set on another 2,000-yard season.
Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. The quick feet by Jackson. A pretty decent gain on the tough run before he's brought down at the 25.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. They run. This is Lewis. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Rodgers going to throw. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Derrick Henry with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Chiefs take it right down and score on the opening drive. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. And the Denver offense ready to take over for the first time. Get a look at their 8th-year quarterback. His first season as a Bronco, though, Teddy Bridgewater.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Now a first carry from Melvin Gordon. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he stopped immediately there. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Throwing is Bridgewater. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. A gain of 4, not enough. And it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down. On is Presley Harvin now as he'll send this one away. Tyreek Hill back deep for Kansas City. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that he spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
It's caught by Jackson. And he will have a Chiefs first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now a 2nd down and 6. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 60 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Derrick Henry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, they're making a real first quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
On 2nd down, Peterson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. That last run, pretty monumental, Charles. He just toppled 15,000 career rushing yards.
And that just leads me to a question, and even before that, a tip of the cap. How about that accomplishment? But just think in your life, what have you done positively 15,000 times, right?
I haven't driven 50. Touchdown! Deshaun Jackson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week. Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Watch out for Hill on the return. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win. I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
From the 25 on second down, Rodgers, right side caught by Jackson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Now Lewis. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Mercedes Lewis with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver's offense ready to go again. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On 2nd and 11 now. Bridgewater sets up the screen to Gordon. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Breaks a tackle. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And it's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. The quick feet fighting through, and he's got space. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And that's McCoy, who is still down following the play. Appears shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. This is Lewis. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
On second down now, it's Peterson. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as strong running gets them to the 9-yard line. This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them. 2nd
down and goal. Rodgers flushed out right. And it's caught. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to add on to their first half lead. Tucker now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Melvin Gordon leading Denver's offense back out. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit. Maybe featuring other people touching it for a while. And then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Play fake. Bridgewater. That's checked down to Gordon. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Here's Bridgewater. This is the tight end Fant. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And this returnable for Hill. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. In on the stop there, Alexander Johnson, the Broncos' leading tackler last year.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. That's caught by Jackson. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket. Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Now we have Kelsey, slow to get back to his feet. Appears to be shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. On 2nd down, it's Peterson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So now we have Jackson slow to get back on his feet. Appears to be shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Buying time to his left. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down and inside the 5-yard line.
They give it off here to the tight end. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. T.J. Hockenson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Chiefs open the lead up to 34-0. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And the Chiefs are going to get him. It's the veteran K.J. Wright, the disruptive force. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
35 yards that time on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back onto the field. Yeah, they have had success on the ground, really as a team, doing well carrying the football. So maybe a little less pressure on his shoulders as the quarterback.
Any pressure he's carrying right now, that's self-inflicted, right? He's taking it on. He doesn't need to. Continue to do what you just said. Let everyone else carry the football. That's been effective. Don't have to worry about him throwing the ball in all the situations now. That's got to be a good feeling if he just relaxes and lets it keep coming to him.
Yeah, and relax and enjoy the second quarter lead right now. Second down, Peterson again. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They give it to Peterson. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll get started.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. Now Gordon on first down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. And, Charles, this defense, I have to imagine, kind of licking its chops when you get a chance to face a team that's lost 3 straight.
And my surprise was listening to their head coach in his weekly presser, because normally you and I see guys that get up there and say, everybody's a threat any given Sunday, that sort of thing. But he was asked if this might be a trap game, and he essentially said he didn't see anything to worry about. Now, normally you say that to your team, but you don't tell us. You definitely don't say it to the media.
He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. 6 yards left on 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on third down.
First down, Bridgewater. Going right back to Fant. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the first and goal.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Again, Gordon. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos are able to at least make things a bit more respectable. McManus's point after is good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. They start the drive with Peterson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Rodgers. He finds his man complete. It's Peterson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line. Now they'll run with Lewis. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alexander Johnson. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They go play action. Bridgewater. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. On the slant, it's Fant. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Noah Fant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos turn that interception into a touchdown. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Rodgers now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He is going to find Hill here. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. And let's check on the call. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, it's Bridgewater. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. To throw, Bridgewater. This is Fant on the short completion. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Bridgewater on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field.
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. The 30. 10. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Now Bridgewater. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. K.J. Wright picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9. Bridgewater to throw it. Finding his big receiver Patrick over the middle. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Patrick. 7 yards, the pickup there. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He was looking for Tim Patrick that time, and it's 3rd and short. Bridgewater now from the 50. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 26. And again, it's Bridgewater. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They run. This is Lewis. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Handoff comes to Peterson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And he will have the Chiefs 1st down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse here this afternoon, Peterson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Peterson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
You say that with accusatory tones.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Adrian Peterson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now a throw here to his running back, and he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And that is incomplete. That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. He has really been buoyed here by a strong running attack. They've been great on the ground.
And have enjoyed the entire process because oftentimes when you're running the football well, that's much more of a team effort. Everyone has to come together to make it work. Offensive line, wide receivers, the tight ends when they're on the field, maybe an extra running back leading. It is a really nice thing to see, a team type of thing. And guess what? The quarterback, he can get out of the locker room a whole lot faster after this game. The interviews are going to go to the running back.
Yeah, now we hit the home stretch here in the 4th with their lead.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man. And he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though. But I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, but now it's 3rd down. From the gun, Bridgewater. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. So possession goes over here on the punt. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time, as they have dominated the proceedings here into this 4th quarter. On 1st down, nothing, opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Lewis. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 3rd down, it's Adrian Peterson. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.